Welcome to my critical reflection. My name is Lucia Navia, and I will be talking about the opening scene I made called Written, Remembered. My first convention appears on my first opening scene as my character is seen looking around in a panicked way. This is taken from the research The Hitchhiker, as it challenges the way both of the characters expresses their worries through their eyes. The next convention is found in the credits, as I tried using the same type of font and the same type of style from the Research 7 through the opening scene, as well as including the actors' names first. The next convention is influenced from the Research movie 7, as well as it shows characters writing down a plan, emphasizing the importance of the journal as the plot in the both opening scenes develops. Another convention of a mise-en-scène would include the pictures of their lost ones, as this is influenced from the Research movie John Wick. I challenged this technique by using an image instead of a video on a phone. The use of a knife as mise-en-scène is a convention influenced by the Research The Hitchhiker, which shows how they plan to kill. Ways in which my opening scene represents social groups is by having the plot of a father that suffers memory loss and goes insane after he loses his daughter. This social problem is also presented in the Research John Wick, as he also loses his wife and goes on the same planning spree to seek revenge. The target audience of this movie would be middle-aged adults, as teenagers are not expected to relate to the dementia of a father after losing his daughter. This particular flashback is intended to draw an audience of those who are parents. Other age groups are also not expected to relate to the losses of children or spouses like John Wick. How I plan to appeal to my audience through marketing is by focusing on trailers on TV rather than on any other platform, since middle-aged adults tend to watch TV more than they use social media. I would plan to distribute my media through a film festival rather than immediate streaming or nationwide release, as adults are more likely to attend to film festivals rather than go to movie theaters. In addition, I would focus on the marketing through posters. If I would distribute my media through theaters rather than a film festival, my release date would be November 23rd, 2019, as it's the weekend of Thanksgiving, drawing a larger audience. I challenged the Research of John Wick, which released in October 24th, and the movie 7, which released in September 22nd, in order to draw a larger audience on Thanksgiving week. One of the skills I developed in this project would be the placement of my credits and the necessary production names. As you can see, I placed director's name in the middle of the opening scene. I later developed the ability to place them correctly. Another filming technique I developed through this project includes how I added the flashback as a technique that includes different action matches instead of just having the car driving around, to represent that my character has memory loss, which isn't clear enough. Instead, the park scene adds to the nostalgia the father develops as he drives by the playground. This scene from my old opening scene shows the car just driving around with no representation of nostalgia against the father. One of the cinematic advances I was able to develop through technology by the software Adobe Premiere Pro was how I was able to incorporate my flashback scene with a difference in color filter, making the scenes blurrier, lighter, and different from all the other scenes in order to differentiate this flashback. Another important feature was my production company's introduction that was possible to display a moving image with Adobe Premiere Pro. Another great technology I used was a tripod I used that allowed me to pan through the flashback scene, allowing me to avoid unnecessary movement for a smoother film. The software Adobe Premiere Pro also allowed me to find a similar font to that as my Research from 7, facilitating influence on this research.